Sweet, sweet Pisces. Welcome to your reading. I am Shivani and I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to be talking about astrology first and then we're going to move on to their cards. So, first things first, you guys are really having sort of an awakening or a process in your money house. This eclipse is happening in your second house and you guys are having fun. I feel if not fun, you're maybe stressing out. Either end of the spectrum. Know that this eclipse is here to change and shift things. It's here to bring your manifestations to light. It's here to teach you about money, self-worth. And it can feel uncomfortable sometimes, but it's something that I think you guys asked for. It's not your arena, because you are super into the mystical Neptunian waters, but I feel like the universe is teaching you how to experience and enjoy this luxury and this materialistic realm, and that you deserve this as well. Like, you deserve it. I feel like you would be thinking a lot about spiritual poverty, money mindset this month, but also I feel like there's a tendency to, for all of us, to kind of like look into money and feel this kind of like sense of like spirituality and money is different. And I feel like that's something that you're really kind of like exploring this month, and you're kind of like really understanding that no, I deserve to be paid really, really well for my skills and my talents. Just because I'm artistic, just because I am spiritual, just because I care about humanity so much, just because I'm caring and compassionate, just because I believe in the universe and I believe in the hope for this world and this planet and this humanity, doesn't mean that I'm gonna come second, come last actually, because you guys have been, I feel, really going through it, right? Your finances have really been testing you. Welcome to this month. You're like really having fun. It's little like a glow up season, but I also feel like, and that's because you guys are like kind of like you've learned. So if you're having a good time right now, it's because you've learned that you've learned the art of disconnecting your financial worth with your self-worth. You guys can just see distinctively that, sorry, my finances can come and go, but my self-worth stays. And I think you guys have been in this space where you couldn't actually grasp or see that. And of course, like on a spiritual level, you always knew it, but because as a Pisces, we are being seen by the world as very naive and very innocent, and sometimes we also see ourselves as like, okay, maybe I don't know enough. Maybe I'm not as practical or as earthy as them, and maybe I really need to learn the two and twos of the materialistic realms. But actually, maybe you do know, and maybe you actually did know all this while, and you start seeing the physical manifestation of it in your reality this month. Of course, that means having to go through those initiations that the universe presents it to you, of just experiencing I really feel like a lot of money mindset work is happening behind the scenes, no matter what people see. I also feel like you are really like just seeing your worth, and that's why you're shining. And I feel like that's so beautiful, because you have not been shining for a very long time, and I feel you as a Pisces sun. Okay, I feel you. It's been tough. You've been through a lot of deaths, and you're slowly coming back to life. You're slowly coming back to Yeah. So, no matter what you go through this month, may look like a catastrophe happening, whatever. For some of it may not, but just know that the universe is teaching you a lot right now. Okay, I really feel like actually it's nothing bad or scary. I just feel like it's actually a lot of positive aspects for you happening with the Jupiter and Sun conjunction. Like I feel like maybe a few days back with the Jupiter Chiron conjunction, your money wounds might have shown up, but with the Sun and the Jupiter conjunction happening right now from 11th, it's like something has shifted. It's like something has clicked into place, and yeah, later in the month after the new moon in Aries. But I feel like you should really the eclipse in Aries, which I think we all are very excited to see what breakthroughs it bring for us, right? So let me know what it brings for you. But right now I can just say, like, I see a lot of abundance uh being presented to you, and I feel like the full moon that we have on the 6th, it kind of like really made space. So if you might have gone through a lot of release and a lot of like spiritual, emotional kind of like waves, that was to make space and clear up. Now later in the month you would be so when the sun moves into Taurus, you would definitely want to kind of like increase the volume. You want to like be louder. It's almost like you're preparing. Ever since the Mercury has moved into Taurus, that's your third house, you have anyway got that solid energy of Taurus to kind of like speak your wisdom out into the world, which is so beautiful. When the Mercury goes retrograde in Taurus, you would be actually be asked to look at anything that is not serving you, to look at anything that doesn't align with your truth, to look at anything in which you're not being transparent. So actually we've just begin with this whole energy of reconsidering and understanding our communications, right? Beautiful. Expression, it's super big right now for you guys, for so many of us, but I feel like for Aquarians as well. Now I feel like there would be some vulnerable conversations as well. So if you have any wounds around speaking your heart truthfully, again gonna come up. We've just started the expression journey. Actually, you will be speaking your truth. You will be sharing your truth very vulnerably. Like, see, I just lost my voice there. It's hard for you guys to communicate because, and I'll tell you why. So while Mercury in Pisces is very intuitive, right? I have a Mercury in Pisces, but the Piscean energy can sometimes have this tendency to again feel like maybe, as I said, I don't get it. Actually, I read this post the other day. It was like one toxic trait of traits of Pisces, and they said they act to be dumb even when they're not. And I was like, really? But then 2 days later I was like, yeah, actually. And I think the reason why we do that is so that people can love us. People don't get threatened by our spiritual energy, because we know sometimes our spiritual energy can be really loud and beautiful, but at the same time be very uncomfortable for few people around us. And then we might have this tendency to kind of like, oh, why am I too spiritual? Why am I like so emotional and sensitive? Or, again, it's not something what you say, Pisces, it's your energy. When you walk into a room, you make people feel things. When you walk into a room, so you're like that fish which, so everybody feels like, oh, she's harmless. It doesn't matter if you're there or not, but actually you don't know. When you walk into the room, you are like this ocean walking in and like making people like feel like, if you're ever on the beach side, as a Pisces, I feel so much. It's so hard for me to have fun around the beach because I'm just like in my feels. Like, that's how people feel around you. It's like a whole ocean body walking in front of you, right? And people have no other option but to feel. So I would really, really like ask you to like embrace this aspect of you, because it's not going anywhere. A, B, it's beautiful. It's something that our planet needs right now. When you dive into astrology, you'd see that there's a mutation happening in the gate 55, which is the gate of the Pisces. And I know because of course it's my conscious sun in human design, but also because it's your gift. You're here to make people feel. You're here to understand people on a deeper level, which probably, and love people on an unconditional level, which probably people do not have an idea or scope of that it exists. And that was a direct download. The speed was whoo. But you get it, right? You get the drift. You love people in ways they don't know exist. You speak things which people don't know you're allowed to say. You make people feel when people have no idea that you can feel so much. Okay. Four of Wands, the first card. You know what's happening. And obviously the High Priestess, we talk about the intuition, as we talk about the spirituality, as we talk about a mystical, emotional, sensitive vibration. She's here to remind us that obviously you are this. Obviously, Moon sits at your feet. Obviously, you are the ruler. You are the queen. You're the High Priestess. What happens when the High Priestess plays small? Why do you pretend to be dumb? So that you get to be a part of this world, so that you get to be a part of the material. Why can't you trust that somebody who is actually equal, somebody who actually sees you into your spiritual light, will match you and will come forward to give you what you deserve? How will your life be if you stop acting to be dumb? How will your life be if you actually let people see your divine, brilliant intelligence? You're so intelligent. And now you are hot as well. Okay. That's what happens when the High Priestess sees her worth. She becomes the Queen of Wands, and people are like, ooh, you're so attractive, you're so beautiful, you're so hot. But actually, you know, that's none of that. It's actually it's actually you embracing your spirituality. It's actually you embracing your divine feminineness. You actually not being afraid of being shining anymore. Okay, Queen of Wands and the King of Wands lands up right here. Two court cards, a pair. You know what this means. There is an equal match, and that only happens when you see who you are, when you embrace and celebrate and put yourself as just who you are. And that's when the king is like manifest for the queen, or the queen manifests for the king, whatever, take however you will. But you got to embrace your divine feminineness, spirituality. And I'm saying spirituality, but see, when I say spirituality, you gotta understand that spirituality is not just doing meditations. Okay, so even if you're not into it, though it's very hard for a Pisces to not be into it, but just in case if you are not, it just means that anything that makes you your spirit nature. Because I said, you don't have to become emotional or sensitive. You are by the very fact that you were born when the sun, when your sun or moon or rising was in Pisces. You are closer to the Neptunian world of imagination and spirituality. It's just your nature. You can't say why a rose smells like a rose. Got it? That's the point. Now, later in the month, something rushes in. I think around the eclipse, because we see your energy. It's fiery, so fire attracts fire, and Probably a partnership, a collaboration, probably something which you've been dreaming of, probably something that somebody else has been dreaming of. It's sort of like, ooh, I could see it and now it's in my hands. There's a 3 of Wands and then there's 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands is about partnerships, but if you see, this person has the globe in their hands. They're holding their dream in their hands. They're not just waiting, they're literally like holding it in their hands, and it's like they have a direction to go towards. They see where they want to go and they're clear about where they want to go. Now when that happens, when that clarity sets in, obviously resistance and chaos has to follow. It always happens. All right. So you've been waiting for a very long time. Such a long time. You've been waiting, you've been patient, you've been just so wise about it. Thank you. Sometimes you were stressing about it. But you were still like on to it. Now, however, the thing is that there's a lot of pain underneath. So when this happens, if you have not looked at this, it can just feel very uncomfortable and chaotic and has a chance to turn into this. I don't want you to go here. I don't want you to get into a fight, let's just say it. And so much of it can be saved when you remember the truth of it all. What really matters. So you would be asked to balance your material world with your, say, your love life, your deep desires, your spiritual, mystical aspects, whatever it may be. Because, okay, it's about connection. We know that. It's about a connection for some of you out there. And you see that there has to be balance. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of, love with the 2 of Cups. But the thing is, it's got to be equal and fair. And you understand this through your past, right? But you also understand that there's been a lot of pain. So, yeah, while the month starts really beautiful and amazing, it ends in a way which asks you to heal the past, to let go of any pain that you're still carrying, because it's just so painful. Ouch! Capricorn also got this. It's painful. It's painful. And how can you allow yourself to feel this pain instead of feeling bad about it? How can you really allow yourself, oh God. The Aquarius reading, I was just like da 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 da. With Pisces reading, I'm just like, ouch. I feel it. There's a lot of pain that you've been through. Let's say we've been through. And it hurts. But this is the time when you kind of like gotta decide what really matters. Actually, not decide, remember what really matters. Remember why were you waiting? What were you waiting for? Remember this. And most importantly, remember this. This is the hope that the universe has been reigniting over and over and over again. This is the hope that you have been feeling over and over again. It's like the universe was bringing you signs, synchronicities, and you were just being asked to just like hold the cup. But then we are humans, and it's very natural to feel this as well. Doesn't matter, even if you are an angel, even if you are a mystic or whatever, whatever, you're still human. You are still human, and you're allowed to kind of feel and process all these things. Because it's like, even when the mystics kind of like take birth and incarnate, they sign up to live human lives. I feel like the Pisces energy is like literally, we always feel like we don't belong to this earth, because maybe we don't. But maybe it's like life is presenting you a chance with the earlier transits in your chart happening around your money and your finances, and then later up in your relationships, really asking you to be transparent, be communicative, share your heart. Like, I really feel like, please talk about your feelings, please talk about your heart, please talk about your pain. I know you wanna like be nice, it's just what you guys want to be, it's just what you have programmed to be, but just know that just talking about your pain or your heartbreak or your vulnerability does not take away your power. I feel like it's really time to have some difficult conversations. I would say just intimate conversations, which you might even like it, because we know no one loves a heart-to-heart conversation like a Pisces does. You guys love when someone can really love you for who you really are. So you might actually be asked to put yourself out, to put yourself as just who you are in your truth, and can be a little uncomfortable because you're like, I don't know if I would be received the way I desire and deserve to, because you can't compromise at this point, but also something that you want. Also something that you've been dreaming and manifesting for so long, and equal, like you've been manifesting this, but in a way which is like, I don't want to play dumb anymore, okay? I don't want to play a fool anymore. I want to like be seen as who I really am and still experience this material togetherness, abundance, relationship, happiness, whatever it is for you. Communication can really bridge that gap. Take a chance at life. Open your heart and see what happens. See what happens when you open the heart. Just remember that those who are in complete alignment with you will always align to your truth. Okay? Just remember, you can belong to the earth and to the heavens. Maybe that's why you guys have been given this beautiful opportunity to create heavens on earth. Maybe this is how you create heaven on earth. But you have to let go of this idea that nobody gets me, that nobody understands me, or I have experienced so much of heartbreak before, it's gonna happen again. What's the point even? Like, F it, I'm just gonna like do it all by myself. I've always done by myself. No, Pisces, you crave so much love, and we all know it. And it's time you really call in what you really, really deserve. You are beautiful, you have a beautiful heart, and you deserve to be loved that way. You're supposed to be, I also feel like this is also true for your business, you're supposed to be rewarded. Say if you're in a business or in your work, you are maybe, okay, I didn't want to say this, but Maybe you're being asked to raise your prices. Maybe you're being asked to change your jobs and ask for a rise, pay hike. Yeah. And it's so uncomfortable for a Pisces because, ooh, I don't want to do this. But yeah, you deserve it. As I said, like, if the whole world can be celebrated for who they are, then why not you? If the whole world can be celebrated for their talents, their skills, their abundance, their beauty, their compassion, then actually you're the best candidate to be celebrated. Why are we not celebrating you? Can you let us celebrate you? Can you let us reward you? How can you allow yourself to be rewarded in the ways that you deserve to? How can you let yourself be loved in the ways that you deserve to? I really feel like it's time for you to experience all of it. I think, like, for so long you've experienced like half of this and half of that, and now the universe is like, guys, can you like accept both of it? Because we kind of like need both of it on the earth. We kind of like need spiritual people having wealth. We kind of need good-hearted people having wealth and resources. We kind of like need good examples of partnerships and relationships. We want to see you happy. Can you just like let this in without compromising on your pride? And can you like just trust? Can you trust, Pisces? That is actually what this month is about. Communication will really save you. Your free expression deserves to live on. Okay? I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful month ahead. And yes, before you go, if you are interested in one-on-one sessions with me, check out all the links down below. I do human design reading, astrology, natal chart reading, tarot reading, and I have 2 sessions of healing, one around expression and one around an alchemical healing. I gather all my resources in a space called Jewel. It's on my website, dreamlifelounge.com. It's a membership where I house all my workshops. We had last month, our workshop was on astrology, and we might have something on money mindset. So there might be there would be resources, EFTs, healing, meditations, as well as workshops. We have a whole bunch of them: inner child, shadow work, root chakra. A lot of these workshops in my courses, self-love course, tapping magic on purpose. There's a lot of stuff lined up. So if you're interested to dive deep into a space which you can just like take advantage and have fun in supporting yourself or even like learning, then you should definitely check this out. The link is down below. And yeah, I'm just sending you so much big love and big hug, and just want to tell you guys to just trust in life. It's beautiful. You deserve so much. And I think before anybody can say that to you, you gotta say that to yourself. Yeah? Have a beautiful month.